Hello boys, today's topic is type of farming. In last video I explained about your agriculture. Now today we will see types of farm. The two most basic types are subsistence agriculture and commercial agriculture. Both these are driven by economic purpose. Within the basic framework are included shifting agriculture, intensive and extensive farming, mixed farming, organic and non-organic farming. So first we will study about the subsistence farm. What is subsistence farming? Subsistence farming is practice for the domestic consumption of the farmer, in which farmer work in field or on land for himself and for his family. In that his whole entire family work and they work manually. Okay, the farmers intensively cultivate the land to produce the most crops from a small piece of land. This type of agriculture is known as intensive subsistence farming. What are the features? First feature is the whole family works on the farm. Second, most of the work is done manually. Third, the farms are small and scattered. Fourth, traditional methods of farming are followed. Fifth, the yield is not very high. And sixth one is most of the yield consisting of food crop is consumed by family with very little surplus of the market. This type of farming is widespread in the irrigated areas of the northern plains and coastal strips of South India. Rice and wheat are the main crops, and other crops grown are millet, oilseeds, cotton and sugarcane. The farmers often raise some livestock chiefly to help with the work. They are also used the transportation. Animal manure is used to fertile the fields. This method is a very sustainable source of food and also good for the soil and local ecosystem. Second is coming shifting agriculture. Shifting agriculture is the oldest type of agriculture and does not involve ploughing the soil or the agricultural practices. This is slash and burn method is commonly referred to as jhuming in India. In India, we call this type of farming as a jhuming. Okay, what they do in this, they clear a little part of forest. They cut the trees and burn the trees and they clear that place. Now seeds are planted in the ground. After 2 or 3 years, the clearing is abandoned as the yield decreases owing to weeds, soil erosion and loss their fertility. Then a fresh clearing is made and the community migrates to that area. So they used to grow the crops for 2-3 years. When they feel that now the soil is not so fertile, then they start moving one place to another place. Shifting agriculture is carried on dense tropical forests and some hilly regions of the northeast India, where there are plenty of rainfall and the hills are covered with thick forest. Crops like buckwheat, rice, maize, millets and dry paddy are also cultivated. This method of cultivation is not encouraged by the government as it hastens soil erosion and also causes floods and silting. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of subsistence farming? First, we talk about the advantages. It fulfills the need of farmers and his family without requiring much land or incurring high capital investment. No labor cost is involved as the work is done by family members only. So whatever the farmer grow, he used to grow for himself or for his family. Now the disadvantage is this, that the entire produce is consumed by the farmer and his family. There is no surplus for selling in the market for the profit. Also, food is produced only for the family and does not contribute to the country's food requirement. Family members do not get any pay for the work they do. The farmer has no protection against the crop failure. Okay boys. Now second topic is coming commercial agriculture. Commercial agriculture involves cultivation of crops for sale in the market for profit. Hence, crops grown for the commercial purpose are also known as cash crop. Land size is large and machine driven implements and hired laborers are used. In that, we use the technical machines and also we hire the large number of laborers. Mixed farming is also a type of commercial agriculture. It is a system of farming on particular farm to sustain and satisfy the essential needs of farmer. It includes crop production, raising of livestock, poultry, fish and beekeeping, etc. All these activities play a very important role in the economy of the region. Mixed farming is a form of sustainable agriculture. It reduces the financial risk associated with monoculture agriculture. Farmers are able to generate cash flow round the year by way of disposal of dairy and poultry products, beside other agricultural outputs. Next is coming extensive agriculture. When the size of the farm is very large and there are very few people working on the farms, then extensive agriculture is carried. The farmer specializes in a couple of major commercial crops of cultivation. Most of the work on the land is done by the large agricultural machines. Extensive farming is widespread in the Terai region and part of the northwest region. Wheat, rice, sugarcane are the main crops grown. Crop specialization is an important feature. Then plantation agriculture. Plantation agriculture is carried on in some part of the India like the hills of the South India and Northeast India where the tea, coffee and rubber is cultivated. Plantation agriculture is characterized like the East estates are very huge. One crop farming molecules of tea, coffee, cashew, banana is practiced. It is a labor intensive. Huge capital investment is required. Modern and scientific techniques are used. Crops are mainly grown for trade and usually exported to the developed countries. Now we talk about the disadvantage and advantages of the commercial farming. The advantage is the yield of the crop is high and the quality is better due to use of better seeds and farming techniques. Uses of modern machineries and technologies make course like seeding, spraying, tilling and harvesting crops easy and it takes less time to consume. Now disadvantages are when we are using technical machines and hiring laborers and all, that makes the things very expensive. It is expensive to procure the modern machineries and arrange storage facilities for the large quantities of the production. Harvesting and marketing large quantities of output is often difficult. It is also difficult to control pest and disease in commercial farms in developing countries. Boys, do you know the arable and pastoral farming? A land which is capable of being ploughed and can be used to grow crops is called arable land. And crops which are grown on it are all known as arable crops. For example, grains and pulses. And what is pastoral farming? A pastoral land is used for rearing livestock like sheep and is not used for growing crops. In some region, pastoral farmings are also known as ranches. Okay, so we read about the types of farming. In another video, we will study about the cash crops, major food crops. Okay, thank you boys.